What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the GamerDad channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a build that I've run for at least about 2 years now, if not more. The reason I'm showing this build is because it's just one build that has just stayed the same all this while. It seemed like the developers have, in a sense, not decided to tweak or improve the build or whatever it is, which is fine with me because I like the way things work. I'm a creature of habit. I usually like running the same missions, using the same build, but this build does have some kind of an efficiency to it that I like. So here's my PC character. I'm actually logged in through my Google Stadia, so that's why my, picture quality looks really derpy. So forgive me. It's a very simple build. I use my Wyvern chest piece with glass cannon. I use my Vow mask, and I use 4 pieces of Eclipse Protocol. It's very straightforward in terms of how you put the pieces together. I'll add maybe skill haste from time to time. Sometimes I add armor on kill. I just kind of mix it up as I want. So it is what it is with that build. And then I have my chem launcher, which is a fire starter chem launcher because I want to gain multi-kill parameters. And then I'll use a turret because I'm playing support. Ideally, I should use a hive just so I can get more status effect, but seems like a lot of the enemy NPCs are in legendary anyways, are very resistant to hive, but the burn is actually something that they have to actually deal with. Now, it's crazy though. I'm showing you this build on my PC character, but I'm going to show you gameplay. And the gameplay is going to be on my PlayStation character, so you're going to get to see this build in action. So let's come over here to my PlayStation character, where I have basically been rocking this build forever, and I'll show you just a few seconds of gameplay that I actually have from today, because I believe that as division agents, whenever it is we're talking about these builds and these parameters, one of the best things that you can do is just show off what it is that you have. So some of you saw this in my last video where I told you guys pretty much why I use this build, and one of the reasons I use is because that burn damage effect can actually spread to other enemy NPCs. When you're working your way through these baddies and you really want to take out a good number of them, this is exactly what it is that you use. So I'll show you guys this small spot here in the courtyard in District Union Arena where, and let me use this clip. This is a better clip here. The other one that I was going to use is not really the best. And when the enemy NPCs spawn from that door, remember, that door that comes, out into the food court upstairs on the 3rd floor, one thing that you can actually do is you can actually plant, like, say, a little puff of that smoke. And as they open that door, you're going to see here in the next few seconds that every single one of them is lit up on fire. This is like literally 4 or 5 enemy NPCs all at the same time, all taking so much damage. And as they die, they're spreading it to one another. And this is, in my opinion, what I feel makes this build very strong. I also add the pestilence on top of this build in the more ideal way that I like to run it. I think that is a better configuration because when you add that pestilence, it really does change the game, because not only are you just, throwing down a bunch of enemy NPCs using the burn damage parameters, you're also in a position where you have that damage extension that pestilence can use. Now, if you see me using, say, the Scorpio, is because I want to apply a lot more status effect, but you almost always notice that I'm carrying 1 or 2 pestilences with me in my side, just so I can have that. Now, why is this build that important? So for some of you who may or may not necessarily play Eclipse Protocol, you would probably not see this as something that is as strong as, you could say maybe some of your other builds like a turret and a drone. But the biggest thing with it is actually indirect transmission. Now, there's an argument that indirect transmission or Cripping Death are 2 of the different contenders in terms of spreading damage. But I think indirect transmission, to me, is where it actually does do the job. This is the 4-piece talent of the Eclipse Protocol gear set. It gives you status effect spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters, and then it refreshes 50% of that duration. So that ability for the status effect to basically be refreshed in its duration is actually quite cool. So example, if a status effect is supposed to spread to somebody else, that duration that the status effect is going to be spread gets refreshed when you have indirect transmission. And then your backpack has the Symptom Aggravator, which amplifies all the damage that you deal to all status effect targets by 30%. So if a target's already, under status effect, then you're amplifying that damage to them by 30%. If you also add the potential of your crossbow, which gives all of your team members extra damage when they're actually, when an enemy is under status effect, it really does complement the entirety of everything that you're running together. So the utility of this build, in my opinion, can never be overstated, because I strongly believe that anyone who, wants to run a build like this in a division, or, who's probably looking for something different, can actually go ahead and start to leverage something like this, because there is no reason why you shouldn't, use all of these mechanics within the game that are within your own power. Now, there are other methodologies to run things like these. Some people prefer to run Sticky Bomb, when they're actually doing a build like this. For some reason, folks, I use a Chem Launcher better than a Sticky Bomb. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's just something that I got used to so fast, and, I guess I'm now used to it. I guess I just do better. And so you see me from time to time running different variations of this and using all of the different available mechanics just to leverage as much damage as I can. And another reason too, and I'm sure some of you might be wondering, is the survivalist specialization, why I run it, is because I'm able to get the incendiary grenades, which also inflict fire damage, burn damage anyways, to enemy NPCs, and then that burn damage can also be transferred whenever an enemy NPC dies from it. It really does make the burn, it accentuates that grenade. It makes it one of the best grenades that you can have if you're using that specialization with the Eclipse Protocol. And this is what I was telling you guys about, which is this particular, where is it at here? Where is it? It's your tactical link here. Okay, here it is. Survivalist tactical link. It says group members get 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. So this is free damage for all of my teammates. I know you have the one that also does so in Demolitionist, but this one is actually targets out of cover are the ones that actually get this. But group members gain 5% damage to targets out of cover. So Survivalist actually beats the Demolitionist in this way if you're playing the build correctly. If you're actually inflicting status effect damage, this is what you're going to be doing. So you guys see that I run this build both on my PC and PlayStation characters, because I just feel like there's just no build that can come close to it at this moment in time. This is why I've run this build for 2 years. I think I'm probably going to be running it till they close down the servers for this game. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you're a Chem Launcher user, or if you use Eclipse Protocol, share some ideas with me. I'll test them out. If I like them, they'll probably stay as a variation on my loadouts. And if not, I'm just going to discard them. But I still want to basically get some of your thought processes around these. Thanks for watching the video, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon.